We continue on with our 2025 predictions for motorsports. Formula One, last segment. This segment will be NASCAR. Speaking of, Jimmy Johnson, 7-timer, will be joining us here in the Freak Nation coming up next segment. And it being February, Black History Month, we want to feature black motorsports personalities. When I say motorsports personalities, it could be drivers, they could be tire changers, they could be team owners. We have a number of African Americans involved in motorsports that we have slated throughout the month of February. Crasher, for second hour, we have...
let's just take a track president and CEO, Latasha Causey, here at Phoenix International Raceway.
Mm-hmm. So Jimmy Johnson coming up in about 15 minutes. NASCAR predictions for 2025. There's one site that I think I might be going to more often. I'm a little partial. It's called Money Stop. Do you even have a website, Cole?
No site. We are just, streaming through Anchor, so it goes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play.
So in other words, I went boomer. I went, hey, let me go to your website and check out.
Hit up my blog on MySpace while you're at it, too.
Yeah, we got it. Hey, when we started SpeedFreaks, MySpace was the thing. And was MySpace just developing?
When we started SpeedFreaks, MySpace wasn't even in existence yet.
Right.
Yeah, that was... we started SpeedFreaks in the year 2000. When was MySpace? Was that 02, 03?
And on that note, here's another one for you. Hence, the paraphernalia behind us. You're going to go, where's the Kyle Larson? Where's the Chase Elliott? Where's the... Not a whole lot of new stuff behind us because we're celebrating 25 years of SpeedFreaks this year. And when we started SpeedFreaks, shortly thereafter, you kids remember something called Napster?
Oh, geez.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Why did we have the head of Napster on the show, Crasher?
Oh, we did.
In the studio with us.
Was there a Napster Motorsports affiliation?
You know what it might have been, Crasher?
I don't remember.
It might have been the whole debacle between Napster and Metallica.
There was, yes. Yes.
Us being freaking metalheads, that's what it was, right?
Yes. It wasn't even motorsports related.
So, well, at the show here, not motorsports related.
You have a Judas Priest poster right behind you, so yeah, there you go.
That's freaking Turbo, man.
Okay.
The girl's grabbing a stick. So damn funny about that there.
Phrasing.
Like that? Well, that's the whole idea. You're not supposed to laugh. You're supposed to let it just go. It's not just teed it up for you. All right, NASCAR predictions. Now that we have 60,000 people turning off their TVs from watching us for the last 3 minutes we spent bull lesson. Let's start off with Cole here. Cole, I'm going to want your predictions for the 2025 season, for the NASCAR Cup season, for the 2025 Cup season. And again, this doesn't have to necessarily be a driver winning the championship. It could be, I think Kyle Larson is going to suck, and he's going to finish out the top 10. What's your prediction for 2025?
I got a few predictions. I will give a championship, but one thing I also wanted to add was that I think that this is going to be a rebound year for KFB, Kyle Busch. It's just been weird for me to see him struggle so much in the Cup Series. I know RCR's equipment hasn't really been up to snuff lately in this top level. But, it just pains me to see someone like Kyle Busch, who was dominating races on a weekly basis with Jimmy Johnson back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, be non-competitive. So I think I like what I've seen from him this offseason. He's been much more involved with the dirt racing scene, helping Brexton get underway. So I think he's going to have a good year. I think he'll have multiple wins this year. For a champion, can I give him a championship prediction?
Sure.
Yes.
You mentioned the money stop.
If Richie goes to a four-shot.
Maybe. Okay, all right. So my pick for the NASCAR Cup Series champion is going to be the 24 and 25, William Byron. And per FanDuel, he has these are the best odds for payout, plus 750 behind Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell for the title. Last season, 21 top 10s was tied for second most in the series. That matched his single-season record from the year prior. Tied for third best average finish with teammate Kyle Larson. The only thing against him is that he gets all of his winning done at the beginning of the year, every single season. He got all 3 wins last year in the first 8 races. But he ended last season with 7 consecutive top 6 finishes and 4 podium finishes at that. So if he can get some wins in the middle of the summer months and just have that consistency, I think that'll be a big thing. But I love what I've seen from William Byron the last 2-3 years. He's been much more mature, much more composed, more confident. I think that's a very strong quality for a champion and in determining a champion. So that on top of the fact this is the 5th year with Rudy Fugle atop the pit box, I think it's going to be a big deal for that 24 team.
Look, man, William Byron makes Chase Elliott and his personality look like freaking Sam Kinison. Really? That's who you think's going to win the championship. Not necessarily who you want. Come on, man, it can't be who you want. You need a crap. You want Kyle. You got to have a crap starter for your champion to represent, right?
I mean, I love to see Kyle Larson get second championship. Yeah. I got a good feeling about Willie B. He's been getting better and better every year.
Okay.
He had the 6 wins in 23. So I think the potential's there. It's just a matter of putting it all together, you know? And right. I think year 5 at Rudy is going to be a big deal. So go with 24 and 25.
Richard C. Suave, your NASCAR predictions for 2025.
I mentioned, I believe it was 2 weeks ago on the show, that I wasn't that excited for NASCAR this year, and I'm going to stand by that. I really don't think there's a lot of storylines headed into the season, so maybe you guys can help me come up with reasons to be excited about the NASCAR Cup Series this year, because I will tell you this, I'm more excited about the NASCAR Xfinity Series than I am the Cup Series right now.
I can see that.
And do you want to know, would you like to know why? Let me explain why.
Well, just the fact that you and Cole have hijacked the first 8 minutes of this segment. Go right ahead, Richard.
Let them.
We got Jimmy Johnson waiting on us. Go ahead, Richard.
Let me continue. I'm more excited about watching Connor Zilic in the NASCAR Xfinity Series than I am anything related to the NASCAR Cup Series right now.
Great point.
Yeah. He's gonna win the NASCAR Xfinity Championship this year. He's in multiple NASCAR Cup Series races as well, and I truly believe he could become the youngest NASCAR Cup Series winner. I believe, Cole, I don't know if you know this off the top of your head because we talked about it last year on the show. I believe Joey Logano is currently the youngest ever to win the NASCAR Cup Series, and Connor Zilic beats that this year in a win in the NASCAR Cup Series this year.
So sliced bread. That's where the whole sliced bread came from. As the youngest dude.
Richie, just throw a name out there you think is going to win the
Cup
championship.
He just made a prediction for Xfinity. I think that works.
No, I think it's beautiful. But just throw a name out there, Richie, because
the championship.
We got to hammer each other throughout the year.
It's Christopher Bell's winning the championship this year. He got screwed last year at Martinsville. Absolutely screwed. He should have been in the Final Four. NASCAR just again making things up and just randomly putting another guy in the championship four that didn't belong.
Right.
Christopher Bell gets it done this year.
Crasher, your NASCAR predictions for 2025?
I really want this to happen. Toyota is pulling out of the NHRA after this season. So Toyota, they're putting their money in NASCAR. They're beefing things up. I really think that for the first time in, what are we talking, maybe 8 years, that somebody outside of Hendrick and Penske and Joe Gibbs is going to actually win this title. I think 2311 is going to be alive this year. Tyler Reddick, he's got a second kid on the way, so he's going to push even harder. I really, truly think Toyota is going to beef things up, and Tyler Reddick's going to be the one with the big check at the end of the season.
That a girl, I like that. Stepping out a little bit, but it's not far flung, frankly.
It's going to take a bit. It's going to take a bit.
But given what's transpiring between 2311 and NASCAR and blasting out kids, it's like, I get it, man.
Okay, I did reference
I've been saying that for 25 years, Crasher. We got about a minute and a half before we got to go to break on the Freak Radio Network, YouTube, and of course on MAV TV. I think everything that Cole said, I agree with. Richie, a little bit in there. Okay, there's my predictions. What's so funny, man?
Just go talk.
I'm going to talk, you happy bastard. At the taping of this show, most betting sites had Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson tied with odds. Is that true, Cole? From Money Stop? Still true?
Yep.
Okay.
Depends on the sports book, but yes.
Joey Logano only wins them on even years, right?
That's right. So he's out this year.
Don't
even think about it.
Denny Hamlin will never win a NASCAR Cup championship.
Except that Toyota.
Kyle Larson. What Kyle Larson does for me, granted, a little partial because the dude comes in the Freak Nation the majority of the time when we ask. He's one of those champions that will say anything he wants to and get away with it. He's not flamboyant and in your face and mother effing this. It's like, yeah, I think they just need to blow up that track. It sucked. And get away with it. And people love that.
And you know what? Yeah, he is a better driver than Max Verstappen. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
I agree. So there's my prediction. Kyle Larson. Crasher, you went with?
I went with Tyler Reddick. Let's go Toyota.
Richard C. Suave.
Christopher Bell.
And Cole C. Cole.
Will it be?
Cole C. Cole.
Cole C. Cole.
Will it be, baby?
Cole C. Cole. So there's our predictions. What are your predictions, Freak Nation? Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook And, of course, the website, speedfreaks.tv. We're going to ask 7-timer Jimmy Johnson his predictions for 2025. He joins us next. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.